Congratulations, you're about to install one of the most powerful tools you can buy for your Mac. This pair of single inline memory modules, or SIMs, can process 2 million bytes of information. That's more brain power for your computer. Extra memory the Sports Marketing Group is using to produce 20 magazines a year. Everything from pictures to print is done on the Macintosh.
The 8 megs installed in our computers allow us to run QuarkXPress, Adobe Illustrator, and Microsoft Word while printing to our Linotronic 300.
If SIMs can have this kind of impact at a large corporation, just imagine what they can do for you at home.
Well, I've upgraded to 5 megabytes of memory, which allows me to use HyperCard properly, which before with only 1 meg I couldn't use.
It only takes about a half an hour to install SIM, so let's get started. The first thing you need to do is prepare your work area. You need a large flat surface and a pad or some type of cushioning for your computer. A towel will work just fine. As for tools, I'll be using a size T15 torque-compatible wrench, a butterfly tool to pry the case apart. If you don't have one, a ruler will serve, and a grounding strap. This kit is inexpensive and available through Mac Warehouse. You'll also need wire cutters. A Phillips head screwdriver is the only tool you'll need to work on the Mac 2 series. And of course you need your SIMs. Leave them in their anti-static wrapper until you're ready to install them. Installing SIMs is a delicate operation. Static electricity can damage your SIMs and the microchips inside your Mac, so you need to wear a grounding strap. Simply put the strap around your wrist and plug your grounding strap into the socket of the computer's power cable. The wrist strap will remind you to remove your jewelry. Watches and rings can pick up a static charge. Now you're ready to shut down your computer and SCSI devices and to disconnect all the cables, including your keyboard, mouse, modem, and so on. For owners of the SE, SE30, and Plus, opening the Mac is half the battle. Place your computer face down on a cushioned surface. Use your torque-compatible wrench to remove the 4 screws. 2 are on the back casing. The other 2 are hidden deep inside the handle. On the Mac Plus, there's a 5th screw inside the battery compartment. Now take your butterfly tool or ruler and pry the 2 halves of your computer apart. Be careful not to use too much force. Be patient and work your way around the case until it comes apart easily. Tilt your computer forward and slide the casing back and off. Next, remove the RFI shield from the bottom of the computer. Now that we're inside the computer, a note of caution. The video tube and the analog board retain high voltage charges. Never, I repeat, never touch them. You can hurt yourself and damage your computer. That means you need to work slowly and gently when disconnecting your internal disk drives. Grab the flat ribbon cables at the base and slowly wiggle them out. The power supply cable is the most difficult. Press the plastic tab, you'll hear a pop. Then pull it straight up. Be patient. This could take 5 to 10 minutes. You don't want to apply too much force because you're working right under the video tube. If you slip and crack the video tube, it will implode. On the SE and the SE30, you'll also need to disconnect the speaker cable. Turn your computer face down. Pull the motherboard up so that the cutouts align with the metal brackets on the chassis. Slide the motherboard out. Pull out the speaker cable, and if you have an expansion card installed, now is the time to remove it. The Mac 2 family is a lot easier to open. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the screw holding the cover in place. Push the latches and remove the cover. For the 2CX, that's all there is to it. For the Mac 2 and 2X, you'll also need to remove the internal hard disk drive. Remove the 4 screws holding the disk drive platform in place and lift the drive out of the case. Have a friend hold it while you unplug the cables for the floppy and hard drives. Now you're ready to remove the old SIMs and install the new. Removing them is fairly simple. Using a screwdriver or your fingers, gently pull the plastic tabs away from each end of the SIM. Then move it forward and lift it straight out of its slot. To install your new SIM, hold it over the appropriate slot with the chips towards you and the connector on the bottom. Press it down into the slot, align the contacts, then swing it back until you hear it snap into place. If you're working on an SE, your motherboard will tell you where to install your new SIMs. Arrange your computer so that you're looking at the motherboard with the expansion slot closest to your body, the ports to your right, and the SIMs to your left. First, look for the R35 resistor. It's located to the right of SIM number 1. Next, look for a jumper, a small black plastic part sticking up in the air. If you have one, you'll find it right next to the R35 resistor. The jumper and the resistor will tell you where to install your SIMs. If you just have the R35 resistor and no jumper, your 1 meg SIMs will go into slots 1 and 2. You will move your 256K chips into slots 3 and 4, then you'll clip the R35 resistor. A lot of people have trouble with this, but it's really very simple. Take your wire cutters, clip the R35 resistor, and bend the wire up. If you have a jumper and a resistor, or a jumper by itself, put your 1 meg SIMs in slots 3 and 4 and remove the plastic sleeve from the jumper. You do not clip the resistor. On the Mac Plus, it's the R8 resistor you need to be concerned with. It's located on the top edge of the motherboard. Cut the R8 resistor, bend the wire up, then put your 1 meg SIMs in slots 1 and 2. On the SE30, there are no resistors to cut. Just put your SIMs in slots 1 through 4. The same is true for the Mac 2 series. New SIMs in slots 1 through 4, no resistors to cut. You're almost done. Close the computer by reversing the steps you used to open it.